What's going on? It's your boy Logisticalstyles coming at you with another video, and today we are doing a product review, and it is a review of this here turntable. That's right, today we are doing a review of this turntable right here. It's not a DJ turntable like my Technics 1200s or the reloops that I use to DJ with, but this is a turntable, a phonograph, a record player, whatever you want to call it, but it's a device to play records for listening enjoyment. It's a really dope turntable. It has a lot of nice features, and it's not expensive at all. Right now on Amazon, it's currently going for about $159. This one right here is going to be very useful for me for listening to my record collection at home, not for DJing with. No way you're going to DJ with this. So I know my community is full of DJs. This is for at home listening, but it is a very well made turntable. It's beautiful. I mean, the finish on it is just really, really nice. It's got this really super glossy, like a piano gloss coat. Like it has something like that, but it's got a wood grain appearance to it. It comes with this here dust cover. It's got the logo on top of it. You've got a start stop button. You've got not button but knob. You have a knob to go from start to stop. Then you also have a knob up here to go from 45 to 33. There is a lifting mechanism like you're familiar with on a Technics or any other brand turntable. It's got a counterweight that it comes with. And then for the anti-skate, instead of having like a little knob that you scroll like on a Technics or another turntable, this has this contraption built into the tone arm where it has a weight that is connected with what looks like it could be really thin fish line, like something you would go fishing with. And it attaches to this piece on the tone arm, and the weight adjusts as the tone arm moves. So it's kind of like a little science project built into the turntable. So the weight will get a little lower. No, actually the weight will go higher as the arm goes across the record, but I believe that creates a little bit more tension. And there's options depending on the head shell or the stylus or the cartridge that you use on this. So this little knob, this little piece that protrudes out here on the back of the tone arm has little notches, and the notches combined with the weight give a certain amount of anti-skate force. It's really cool when you look at it. I mean, it's very artistic looking, and it's probably more interesting than just a little knob that is spring loaded that puts tension on the arm like on another turntable. So I thought that was really cool, really nice. It comes with a 45 adapter, but there is no place to put the 45 adapter except for the spindle. So if you're playing a regular full-size record, then you just keep it to the side. It's really a nice, well-made turntable. It has a cartridge that comes with it. It's an Audio Technica cartridge that comes with it, and they really, like, I was looking at the on Amazon, the questions and answers about the product, and they're kind of adamant or insistent that you should use the cartridge that came with this. You can replace it, you can swap it out, but it's not like on a turntable like most of you are familiar with, where there's a barrel type knob on the end of the tone arm where you would just screw it on and off. It's not like that. This is, you mount it on with some screws and some small nuts, but it's like the whole arm is the head shell. The head shell is integrated into the arm. It's not a separate head shell, or it's not a separate head shell. It's just the whole straight tone arm. And you can just screw it on the same way you would screw it on to a head shell. Right here, you got the nut and the little screw that goes through, and you tighten it into place. But they do really recommend that you use what came with it. But it is possible for you to remove this cartridge, the four cables on the back of it, just like any regular cartridge, and you can replace it with something else. But the thing about that is, then you'll have to really research and find out about the anti-skate and the tracking force for whatever cartridge you decide to use. So you would have to, know what it is, and then figure a way to set this weight to have that correct amount of anti-skate, and then also, recalibrate your or zero out your tone arm again. And then it also gives you instructions on how to set it, what notch to put the fishing line on to make the weight have the proper anti-skate. So it is possible to use another cartridge, but you would just have to really do your research and understand how to calibrate the turntable once you put a different cartridge in. Now, that's just an overall description of the turntable, but there's a lot more to it. So I did do a unboxing video. It had a little glitch with it, but I want to jump to that. We'll jump to that and give you a look at what you get in the box. It's, not a whole lot, but it's very simple, easy to assemble turntable. And then we'll jump back in and we'll talk about some of the other features that I haven't even touched on yet. Like, did you know this is a Bluetooth transmitting turntable, which is really, really dope. So let's just jump into the unboxing footage and then we'll come back and talk about the features. All right, so here we are, and I've actually unboxed it once, but had a little camera error, so I had to come back and do it again. So I just want you to see actually, what you get inside it. When you open it up, you get your manual. There is a 45 adapter in here. Let me get this down. There's a 45 adapter. There is the weight, the metal weight, and this tool right here, which we'll look into once we start hooking everything up. And let's see what else. Open it up. You got your dust cover. Very reminiscent of most classic turntable dust covers. Nice plastic with the little ports right here for you to hook it up to the connectors on the turntable, and the logo right here in the middle of the dust cover. So we'll put that to the side, and then we have this right here. This is a quick start guide, which looks like it is actually pretty well put together. I haven't looked through it all the way through, but they use a lot of pictures, not a whole lot of words, so it's easier to convey instructions with pictures and few words. So I think this will be a pretty good quick start guide. But once again, just like the instruction manual, we'll look into that later. You've got a USB cord right here. It comes with this standard USB cord, like a printer USB cord, USB A to USB B. And I'm assuming that's what you'll be using to actually convert your vinyl to digital. In here you have the power supply. It's a pretty small power supply. Well, I guess in some cases smaller is better. You don't really need a big bulky power supply. This is just a 12 volt power supply. Yeah, 12 volt outputs 12 volts. Little barrel connector, and it goes right into a little wall wart. So that's how you can power the turntable. And also inside this styrofoam, which I actually ripped off because it was, a little hard to get out, but I ripped that out. But inside there is a counterweight that you would put on the end of the tone arm. Also included is a platter, the wheel of steel, your turntable platter. It's aluminum, it feels like. Really nice little feel to it. Not too heavy like, a Technique or anything like that. But it also comes with a nice slip mat, felt slip mat with the logo on it. Then, let's see what else we got. The last thing in here is, of course, the turntable itself. It's encased in this shipping styrofoam. We'll get rid of that, put that to the side, and then it's wrapped in plastic. And for the most part, it is assembled. So I don't have to do a whole lot of assembly, it looks like. Just get it out of the plastic. And then you can see the finish is really nice on this thing. This is like super glossy, like I think piano gloss is what they refer it as. Try to get some of that reflection in here. You see that you've got The body itself, it's not that heavy, probably weighs about 15 pounds or so. I'll check the box for specific numbers, but you've got your motor right here, which is where a belt will connect to. This is your spindle, and that's where your platter goes on. It's got your tone arm here. One thing I like about this tone arm is the fact that you can actually change the cartridge with it. We'll take a look at that a little closer, but let's see. I don't think this belongs here. This is just some extra gunk. This is like a needle protector. You can put it on the needle to protect it when you're not using it. And this is, you've got a start, stop button, nice aluminum, or they feel like they're aluminum, metal button knobs, 45, 35. There's no pitch control. So this, like I said, this is not a DJing turntable. This is a home stereo listening audiophile almost turntable. On an audiophile spectrum, this would probably be a little bit on the entry level end, but it's still very nice. It's not like Newmark PTO1 or anything like that. This has sound quality really at the forefront versus like portability or anything like that. On the back, you can see the controls or the connectors. I've got a ground switch. I've got RCA plugs, switch to go from phono to line because it's got its own phono preamp built into it, and the power supply for the 12 volt, and then the switch to turn it on and off. So with the on and off switch, that is how you kill the power completely. With the start stop, that's just how you control the motor. So that's pretty cool. That's nice to have. And I can see that this is like all the controls are really built into this black box on the bottom. I bet you there's a Bluetooth option as well. There's a light that tells that Bluetooth is there, so it's probably always transmitting, so probably always on, but we'll see once we get it on. But it looks like the base of itself, the wood is just some wood that's got a really nice finish to it, and then they put these components here on this black box. So it's really dope. I mean, it's simplistic, but it's dope. And 3 feet, that's interesting. I usually expect to see 4 feet on the base of it, but we'll see how that works out. Some people say that's actually better to have the 3 feet, but they look like they do handle vibrations nicely. But we'll see how they absorb them because I have a hardwood floor upstairs in my living room, which is where this turntable will reside. So let me go ahead and put this together. We've got our platter. We've got this little red tape on here. Okay, so this red string is taped to the platter, and that is connected to the belt. So the belt has to go around the platter, but leave to go over here to the motor, which is actually what's going to power the platter. So this motor is what turns it. This is a belt drive turntable. A direct drive turntable would have a motor built into this part right here where the spindle is, and that would be what spins and powers the platter. But with a belt drive, you have a separate motor right here that will use a power transmitted through the belt to make the platter move. And this little red string helps you separate it from there, and then there's a tool. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put it on here. We'll line it up. And you can see that the hole allows you to get the belt into place. Now when I put the platter on, I do notice that it does fit on quite nicely. It looks really good when you put the platter on. There is a little bit of wobble as far as going left to right when you pressing down on opposite ends, but it's not enough to be an issue. It's just a little different from a more expensive turntable or even a direct drive. That might make a big difference in itself. A direct drive turntable is going to be different. So I can't really compare this to a direct drive like my 1200s or my reloops, but it does, fit in quite well. All right, so if we look in the bag right here, we've got this tool that will allow you to align the belt up with here. So the belt will fit into this groove right here. Let me get it close. This little groove on this tool, and it helps you slip it onto the groove on the motor right here. Honestly, when I grew up with belt drive turntables, and I've never felt the need to use any kind of tool like that. I just pulled it over here and slip it right in. You can use this, I guess, if you want to more accurately line things up, but well, maybe not. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, because it just almost came off the groove. But when you slowly spin it around, you'll see whether or not you need to adjust it. And right now it looks like it is firmly seated within the groove. Come down a little bit closer. And this right here is the motor. The belt is going around it. So that's what makes it move. As this little motor moves, that's what makes the platter move. The only other pieces left in here are the adapter for the 45. There's no spot to put it, but it's nice to know that they came and they included it with that. There is the counterweight with a little bit of string on it. I'll show you a little bit closer. Maybe I'll grab a picture so we can show. So let's go ahead and put the slip mat on, and then we will also, let's add the dust lid. So we'll move these back, and then let's go ahead and place these on here. It looks like once they slide in, they will kind of snap into place, which is cool. Yep, snap right into place. So there you have it. Easy to put together, really good looking. So now let's put it in its home and let's get some better footage and hear how it sounds and how it works. So I'm hoping that this song doesn't get a copyright strike. It's not actually a song, it's just a drum beat from one of my battle records. So hopefully this will show you how well the turntable plays. Okay, we're back, and now I want to get into some of the features of this turntable. And I'll do that by referring back to the box that we just saw opened up. So this is, I like to always give you the manufacturer's description of itself, and then we'll go through the features or whatever. So this is a high fidelity belt drive turntable system. It's got wireless playback, adjustable tracking force, 2 speeds, 33 and 45 RPM. You can convert your vinyl records to digital audio files with this turntable. It's got a belt drive system with moving magnetic cartridge. And it's got a built-in phono amplifier that's switchable between phono and line output. Let's see, are there any other things that are mentioned there? Okay, so it mentions the anti-escape. It says that this system is more accurate. It has more accurate groove tracking and error prevention for true hi-fi audio. Got the replaceable stylus from Audio-Technica, which is including a diamond-tipped stylus for outstanding sound and prevention of unwanted resonance. A solid aluminum die-cast platter to produce uniform inertial mass for perfect stability and rotation, and the beautiful finish, which is specially designed lacquer wooden cabinet complements any decor. So that's their words, and let's see. They have a 90-day refund or guarantee. Well, they have a 90-day refund guarantee. They have a United States phone number, a United Kingdom phone number, email address for Europe, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, 24-hour customer service, and a full 24-month warranty. So it looks like they really, really do stand behind the product. I haven't had any issues or any reason to call them for support or any warranty issues. So I'm happy with it. I wouldn't this is nice to have as, you know, a little bit of sound of mind so you could be confident in your purchase. They're very open with contact information, so that's always very important. It's very sketchy when you deal with a company and they don't have any contact information, and things go wrong and you're just stuck with something that you have to either have to figure out how to fix, or you just don't know what to do with it. But they definitely do seem to stand by their product. It is made in China, like everything is, so I'm not holding that against it at all. It's a good, well put together product. The manual that came with it was, you know, pretty well written. I was able to follow the instructions and understand how to put it all together. So I think this is a good thing. Now, the wireless playback. This is a really dope feature for this turntable. Turntables, like I have my Newmark PTO Scratch over here, I can put a Bluetooth adapter into it, and it will allow it to receive audio via Bluetooth. Most turntables, like the Crossley turntables you see in the big box stores, they also have, some of them have Bluetooth inputs, but this turntable right here has a Bluetooth transmitter. So it's putting out audio via Bluetooth, and it came in really handy because I just recently upgraded my receiver in my living room, and the receiver I upgraded to, like most new ones, have Bluetooth, a Bluetooth channel. So you can switch from your input 1, 2, 3, 4, a phono, tuner, liner, and Bluetooth. Bluetooth is just now a new standard input. This will allow you to transmit to your receiver. The way I have my turntable set up in my living room, the turntable is not right next to the receiver. So before, when I was using my 1200 up in the living room, I had to get a really long, like a 20-foot RCA cable, and then 20-foot RCA cable, then a pair of couplings to be able to connect my Techniques to the home stereo. Now with this one, I just have Bluetooth. All I have to do is turn the deck on, and it will transmit. And I'm not sure if all speakers do this, or receivers do this, but mine specifically, when it detects a Bluetooth signal from a device that's already been paired with, it automatically switches to Bluetooth. So now all I have to do is walk into my living room, put a piece of vinyl on the deck, turn on the turntable, and my receiver switches to Bluetooth, and I can just start playing my vinyl. So that is really, really, really handy for me. Now with Bluetooth, there is latency. So you do have to realize, even though you're not even supposed to be scratching with this turntable, I did test it already. Trying to do a little jigga with the Bluetooth is going to be delayed because of latency. If you switch it to line or phono, then you get a direct signal. But the way my system's set up, as long as I have it on Bluetooth, it's going to pick it up. Now with this Bluetooth transmitter, it does have like a 2-minute window before it times out. So if it doesn't pair with anything within 2 minutes, then the Bluetooth turns off. And you'll know the Bluetooth is on because you'll see the blue light in the back. And if the Bluetooth does not pair with something within 2 minutes, it will turn off and the light will go off. So that's just one thing to think about. I did some testing with this as far as to see, you know, really how well the belt drive system would work. With this belt drive, when I hooked it up to Serato, I was able to check out the scopes and see how well they displayed, to get a better idea of how good or how solid the pitch is, or not pitch, but the speed on this is. Because unlike other turntables, this doesn't have a strobe where I can turn on a light and look at the dots on the platter. This doesn't have that. This has just a nice looking aluminum finish, and there's no way for me to look at the platter to see what the speed is like you have with a strobe. So I hooked it up to Serato, hooked it up to my Newmark Scratch, which is a Serato mixer, turned on Serato, and I was able to see that the wow and the flutter is not really significant at all on this deck. I mean, there is some, and I'm sure if I read the manual, I'll see that there is like some noted number of wow and flutter, but when I looked at it on Serato, the number was solid. When I played a 99.9 BPM record, it stayed solid. it really ddid well. When I put another record on, it was a little bit of fluctuation, but we're talking like 0.3 or 0.2 of a decimal. So on the speed, I think it definitely locks it in. You get, when you have a good needle and a good cartridge, you get a really good signal. This is really good new vinyl. So I was able to get really good scopes, round scopes in my settings, and I think it does really well. I do recommend this. I try not to. I've been trying to pull back on saying I recommend every product that I do a review on. Sometimes it's just a review, just so you can see what the product is about. But I do recommend this, like if you are in need of a turntable for your listening pleasure at home, this deck definitely will handle it for you. And I haven't even gotten into all the features yet. So you also have a USB port here. There's a USB port on the back of this deck, and it allows you to connect it to a computer, so you can record your vinyl into a software on your computer, software like Audacity or Reaper or even GarageBand or anything that can take in signal from a USB audio interface. So it has a USB audio interface in here that allows you to record your vinyl into your computer so you can, digitize your record collection. So it can come in handy for DJs that have records that may be hard to find, maybe remixes that are B-side cuts or whatever. You're not going to find those on iTunes or whatever. So you want to rip your music and have it available digitally. Using that USB port, you can do that. I really do like this turntable. It's got a lot of good features, a lot of modern features that older and more traditional turntables don't have, and it's more well built than what you might find in a big store like the other brands that have speakers built into them and all kinds of other gadgets that you don't really need. This is a very straightforward piece of equipment, and I do recommend it. And if you look in the description below, we'll have links to where you can actually purchase it. And hey, just keep on the lookout for more videos from me. I'm gonna do some more product reviews. Hopefully I got some more other things that I've been working on, and I can get videos done for them as well. So until next time, it's your boy Logisticalstyles. I hope this wasn't too long of a video, but if you did like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.